Hi, everybody. This is Jason.
This is Pete.
And this is the Lost Legions podcast. And what are we doing today, Pete?
We are here to introduce our new segment called Unit Spotlight.
Woohoo!
Which is where we will showcase a unit that we've had experiences with and give our general thoughts. So, very excited to get this off the road and running. We are going to start things off with a very super heavy reveal, should we say.
Is that a hint?
It's a big hint, hopefully. Nudge,
well, I'm sure this will be in the title, so maybe it won't be an actual hint. It'll just be
this model, yeah, exactly.
It'll just be a pick.
So we have, look at this, wow. Oh, it's going to fade in and out because of the filters. The Shadowsword.
Woohoo.
Yes, this is
it looks cool.
It's a work in progress. It's definitely not finished yet. It will be finished.
And wait, a little peek behind the curtain, if you hold him up again. The little guy in the turret from our chat. Yeah, his name is Bill.
Bill the Destroyer. Bill the Destroyer riding in Big Bertha, as this has been nicknamed. So yes,
is it named after Will the Destroyer? Are they related?
Yes, they are arch nemesis. Actually, they are. Yeah. They were split a birth.
It's his heretic brother on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, the point of this segment is just to give you our thoughts on certain units. So the Shadowsword, it's in the Legacy PDF if you haven't already stumbled across it. It is a Solar Auxilia vehicle, but the super heavy detachment slot can be any faction. So, which is
there's no restriction.
Weirdly, yeah. So, for my Iron Warriors, I'm working on some of the Thorikites from Olympia. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's a made-up word, so I'm sure it doesn't matter. Which are the ones that are faction linked to them, if you like. And yeah, it's been good fun to build and paint so far. So the reason why it's so good, right? Super heavy.
Wait. We should talk about it's 475 points.
Yes,
it's
okay.
Front armor 14. Pete's just really excited to tell you the good/bad news if you're on the other side. So movement 10, BS3, and this will actually come into effect in about Pete's really excited to tell you about.
Yeah.
16 hull points, armor 13 sides, armor 12 rear. And now I'll release the hounds and you can tell them why you've had so much success with this and why you love it so much, even though it's a weapon that scatters and it's BS3.
Yes, so it has it's war gear. It's a hull front mounted twin heavy bolter. No one cares. And its main weapon is a centerline mounted volcano cannon, which is awesome. Long and short of it, it's range 120, firepower 1, range strength 13, AP 2, damage 12, blast 3-inch, and has the macro auspex rule. We'll come on to that in a minute. So this thing, being range strength 13 and damage 12, is, well, it just absolutely destroys anything it looks at, ultimately, as long as it hits. This is the thing, right? So there's no armor bane, so if you do roll a 1 against AV 14, you will still fail. But, for example, in my game yesterday against Tom and last week against Ollie, firing at Predators and Sicarans, you don't even roll the penetration dice. It's just destroyed, right? Which is pretty crazy. The macro auspex means this weapon is essentially designed to hunt big targets like Titans and Knights and other super heavies. So if you're firing this against something that isn't one of those, so if it's not a Titan, a Knight, or a super heavy, then you make snapshots with this weapon instead, which makes a difference because it's BS3. So in other words, you're only going to be hitting on a 6.
Right.
Yeah? But then you scatter. But you're only scattering 1d6, and you're firing this thing at tanks. So it doesn't really matter too much.
How many times have you missed?
I missed twice. I've missed 2 out of 8 shots.
Okay.
And the 2 shots that I have missed was against a Saturnine Dreadnought, which is quite a small footprint compared to a Land Raider, for example. Yeah. So if you find tanks, it's pretty accurate.
I was going to say, so it's actually more accurate than if it was just a normal BS firing at them.
Yeah, effectively. It's weird. But it's such a big threat. And it does a number of things, really. But I don't think you want to look at adding on the sponsons. You can add like 2 sponson last cannons and heavy bolters. I think you want to keep this thing as cheap as possible for that main gun. Because you're only going to fire this thing 4 times, because it can only react, I think, against other super heavies. Is that how super heavies react now, I think? So you're very unlikely to react with this. Even if you could, you couldn't shoot the cannon anyway. I think. I'm not sure. With super heavies and how they react. Long and short of it, it is pretty damn tasty. What are your first impressions? You've not played against this yet, have you?
I mean, just my first impressions are, I think it's too cheap. It's 475 points compared to what the Space Marine ones are. Like, because if you have a Spellblade, like, it is in the same deadly category, but you're paying 650 points for it, right? And so this guy's just dirt cheap, and I think he might be too cheap for what he is. But we'll see as the edition pans out. That's just my first, like, panic. Oh my god, this is going to destroy one vehicle a turn. Again, then it's only going to destroy 4 vehicles a turn. The problem is there's no real way to defend against it. Like, your Spartan is going to die on turn 1.
Yeah, you can still shroud against it, of course. You still have cover. It doesn't ignore cover.
So don't buy those searchlights.
No. Yeah, bad idea.
You cannot shroud against it if you have
To be fair, playing against Ollie, he had a Typhon, so I shot the Typhon turn 1, penned it, and he had a 6-up cover save, and he made a 6-up cover save. So it's like, okay. So it's going to happen still, right? But yeah, it's pretty scary. What it is great at doing, in theory, which I haven't actually come up against the opponent yet with it, is, well, I'll come on something, which is stopping a Spartan full of dudes, right? Just bang, gone, cool, you're on foot, done, right? The one time I have fought against a Spartan with that, I actually moved forward. I missed because I could only see a fraction of Spartan. I did scatter off target. And then the Spartan pressed, and a bunch of Chain Fist Terminators got out and absolutely murdered it to pieces. So in my first game, it did literally nothing. And I was like, you don't want to drive this thing forward at all. You need to sit this in the back corner of a battlefield and just shoot stuff. There's other things as well, because it's such a big footprint. You can hide other units behind it quite well. So I've been hiding my Rapiers behind it quite well, and using it as just a shield to block them from being shot back at, and even other tanks in some cases. So it's pretty good.
The interesting thing is, I've always thought the Shadowsword was really cool. Like, some way back from like the 40k days, I've always thought the Shadowsword was really, really neat. And then when the Falchion or whatever came out, I was like, it sort of overshadowed me, and I kind of forgot about the Shadowsword. And then when you brought it out, I was like, oh, I love the Shadowswords. I think they're really cool. I think the interesting question I want to bring up to you right now is, what do you think is better? The Kratos, the Melta Kratos, with all of the las cannons for 350-ish points. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely like 100 points, maybe 125 points cheaper. Or this guy. What do you think is going to be more valuable?
So the Kratos,
for you in the long run?
The Kratos is better.
14 all around.
In terms of its output.
If it's within 20
If it's within the range.
It's got to drive forward. Yeah.
And the difference being, though, I think still people are thinking, las cannons and melters are amazing, which they are. They are great, but needing to roll a 4, 5, or 6, or a 5 or 6 to pen and do anything is significantly worse than having, in my opinion, than having one shot that then you only need to roll a 2 up to pen anything.
Well, what you're telling me, from the way that 1d6 scatter works with this guy, it doesn't miss very often.
Doesn't really matter. So, and then on a 2 up, you do 12 damage, basically. So, and if there was a firefight between one of these and a tooled up Kratos, really, you'd expect this to win, because it's going to hit it, most likely, and then most likely just one-shot it, and it's done.
Well, so even if it's in 24 inches, the Kratos is going to need, strength 10 on the Melta, I think, off the top of my head, because it's stationary.
Yeah.
So it's going to need a 4
to pen. Which will do 8 damage.
Which will do 8 damage. And then...
you don't need to pen with every las cannon as well.
Yeah, because then you need all the other las cannons, which do 2 damage. So I feel like against Armor 13, the Kratos is going to be just as effective as this guy. But against Armor 14, this guy is going to be the king.
It's more, the Kratos is far more versatile. I love this. I love how this has become a Kratos versus Shadowsword conversation. This is wonderful. But you're right. You're right.
I thought it was a good comparison to bring it up.
You're right. The Kratos is considerably more versatile. You've got tons more guns which can split fire at different units. You can chuck a Jacurian on the top to do reactions with as well, which is insane.
Yeah, it's 100 points cheaper.
Yeah, so you'll get more.
Maybe 125.
You'll actually get more rounds of shooting with the Kratos as well if you do the return fire side of things and people target you.
Yeah,
but this is the gun in the game, in my opinion, to just take out an enemy vehicle. Because it's even going to take out a Cerberus or a Typhon. It's not going to one-shot anything of 13 hull points or more, right? That's the thing. So it's going to struggle against another... It won't one-shot another super heavy.
It's the budget price for the super heavy that really makes me open my eyes about this. I'm just looking at the Falchion right now. It's 650 points, right? And this is same pretty much stats, except it's BS4. It's got 18 hit points. So it's a little tougher. But like the Falchion is just... It's just a lot of points more for what this is. And you're saying this thing actually just hits almost every time because of the way scatter works and the weapons. So,
yeah, if you're firing at a big enough target, like a Land Raider up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know what the game's like. The more points you play, the more it becomes a bit of a car park anyway. So you might scatter and hit two vehicles. Like yesterday, I took out a Rhino and a Sakaran in my game against Tom with one shot because it clipped both.
So the neutron wave cannon from the Falchion is Ordnance D. So it actually is 24 damage if it doesn't move.
No. It's not 12 damage though, right?
12 damage.
The neutron wave cannon.
Oh, sorry, it's 4 damage.
Yeah.
I was reading the wrong column. Oh, you're right. That's why it's only 8 damage.
But how many shots is it? Is it 2 shots? 3 shots?
2 shots, yeah.
So it could do 16 damage.
Yeah.
But it's got to hit both. So it's not a template, right?
PS4.
So you are going. So you're likely to. You're only just likely to hit with 2, right? Only just. Yeah. Then it's strength 10, I think. With armor
strength 12.
Strength 12. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So yeah. So
but you're
anything about 1.
But you're like 650 points versus 475 points.
Yeah, and if you miss with one of those shots, you then
you're pretty hosed.
You don't single out a Spartan, a Kratos, a Cerberus, or anything above, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do have your Gravis las cannon sponsons, which do come into the play here. But I think you're getting into a point where you're now looking for 5s to pair, and you're adding in a lot of uncertainty.
I think that what this conversation is showing me, though, is that the crown for just single target tank destroyer, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, is that Shadowsword.
This chappy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's cool.
So, I mean, so far from what we've seen, the crown goes to the Shadowsword.
Yeah, and I've got an event with him next weekend, so I will have some lovely photos and see. I will tot up his total points killed over 4 games. Let's see if he can make back. Because what's he going to be?
The notes.
Over 4 games, he's going to be 1,900 points over 4 games. That's what he's worth. So we'll see if he can claw back more than 1,900 points. We'll aim for double. We'll aim for 3,800 points. There you go. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. Anyway, let's see your thoughts. We want to keep these short and sweet, these ones, so we'll cut this off now, pretty much. But we are going to probably try and do one of these maybe once a week, once 2 weeks. It'd be really important to know what your thoughts are if you're enjoying it, because it's just going to be me and Jay basically talking about our man dollies and what we've liked about them so far. Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.